There's a moment almost no one talks about. You're scrolling on your phone, a holiday is coming up, and you realize you're not dreading traffic, you're not dreading the food, you're dreading them. And the thought hits you quietly but clearly. If they weren't my family, I would never allow them this close to me. That realization doesn't come from anger. It comes from exhaustion. Today, we're talking about the psychology of people who don't talk to their family and why this choice is far less heartless, dramatic, or sudden than most people think. Popular culture loves a dramatic breakup story, a screaming match, a door slammed, a line crossed in public. But psychologists who study family estrangement tell a different story. Most estrangements don't happen in explosions. They happen through emotional erosion. Small moments, comments disguised as jokes, boundaries ignored just this once, support offered with strings attached. Individually, each moment feels survivable. Collectively, they create chronic stress, the kind that slowly teaches your nervous system that being around certain people is unsafe. By the time contact stops, the relationship has already been over for years. No contact is rarely the beginning. It's the end of a very long sentence. Here's what makes family estrangement so psychologically brutal. The bond isn't logical, it's biological. Children are wired to attach to caregivers for survival. That attachment doesn't disappear just because the relationship becomes harmful. Neuroscience shows that trauma bonds form when love and pain come from the same source. Your brain learns, this person hurts me, but they're also where safety is supposed to come from. So when an adult distances themselves from family, they're not just losing people, they're challenging a survival program written into their nervous system. That's why estrangement often feels like grief mixed with guilt, mixed with relief, all at once. Your body is letting go of danger. Your brain is mourning a bond it never fully had. In healthy relationships, boundaries sound like information. Please don't speak to me that way, and the other person adjusts. In unhealthy family systems, boundaries sound like betrayal. Family systems theory calls this enmeshment, when individuality feels threatening to the group. A parent who sees a child as an extension of themselves doesn't hear boundaries as needs.
They hear them as rejection. This is why so many adult children say, I explained it calmly, I tried therapy, I wrote letters, I begged, and nothing changed. Because the issue wasn't communication, it was identity. You were asking for space in a system that only felt stable when you stayed small. Here's something researchers hear constantly from estranged parents. I have no idea why my child cut me off. Psychologists call this the missing reasons. Not because reasons were never given, but because accepting them would shatter the parent's self-image. The brain protects identity the same way it protects the body, through denial, minimization, rewriting history. So the parent remembers the confrontation, but not the years that led to it. They remember your tone, not your pain. And the final result is devastating clarity for the child. They can't hear me because they can't afford to. That realization often seals the decision more than any single argument ever could. Here's the part no one prepares you for. When contact ends, freedom doesn't arrive immediately. Grief does. Psychologists call it ambiguous loss, mourning someone who's still alive. No funeral, no social script, just a quiet sadness for the parent you hoped would exist one day. But then, something unexpected happens. Your body begins to relax, sleep deepens, anxiety lowers, your shoulders drop for the first time in years. That's not weakness leaving your body, that's survival mode shutting off. In that space, people begin reparenting themselves, learning boundaries without punishment, rest without guilt, love without fear. And slowly, an identity forms that isn't built around managing someone else's emotions. The truth about family estrangement is simple and uncomfortable. People don't walk away because they don't care. They walk away because caring costs them their mental health, their identity, or their sense of safety. Not talking to your family isn't a failure of love. Sometimes it's the first act of self-preservation. And choosing peace over chaos doesn't make you cold. It makes you honest. If this gave language to something you've lived quietly with, you're not alone. And if you're still deciding what distance means for you, that choice doesn't have to look like anyone else's.